Finally, she will be mine. Hello, everyone. Bront, CatHerder here. We're having some fun talking Raid Shadow Legends, and we are on my alt account, and we are going to be pulling shards on a Thursday. Why would I do this such atrocity? This is an affront to the Raid gods. Or maybe I'm just worshipping Polarium. I don't know. Well, actually, I do. We have a Garunteed Furgon here, who again is Furgon until she actually lands in my account. Then I will pronounce it correctly. But she is not in my account yet. She is 40 shards away. Why am I so fixated on getting this champion? Well, if I go over here to Lady Mikage, you will notice the only red dot I have here missing. I do not have a fire gun here. So once I get that Furgon, I can get the Tatsu, therefore I can get the Mikage, and then I will have Mikage on this account. Now, would I recommend you pull if you're missing her? Well, yes, but only if she is the only champion you are missing. If you are missing more champs than her, do not fall for these guarantees because you never know if you're going to pull one of them in any other way. The only reason you would even think about doing it is maybe if you're 2 away and it's been a while, then maybe you start going for the 2 guaranteed. But only 1 or maybe only 2 champions you're missing because you never know what you're going to pull. So we have way more than the 40 shards we're pulling, and we are pulling exactly 40 shards here. We do have a Pepsi in hand. They are unfortunately not a sponsor, as I keep on saying, but they can be. You really could be Pepsi. It would be awesome. Give me a call. So we are going to pull 40. I would love a legendary, but I'm pretty close to having just hit Mercy about maybe 30 shards ago, so we're not in great shape for that. It's not a 2x. There's nothing else here, so there's a good chance that I'll get at least 1 other epic. Hopefully I'll get 2 or 3 epics. Hopefully they'll be good. If I get a Furgon early, or if I pull a Tatsu, this becomes a moot point, and I don't even have to worry about it. So let's go. Let's get some good stuff. That would be awesome. And to be fair, I could use some chickens for champ training too. So there is a Luthia, not particularly exciting. Probably a chicken on this account. Nothing else particularly exciting here, just a bunch of rares. Let's get going. Come on. I would like something gold. Something good would be nice. Or at least not rare text. Okay. All right, that's not rare text. Arndolf is not bad. He can hit for some decent damage. Got the weaken and the fear AoE, reflect damage and counterattack here, and then an A1 provoke. He's okay for progression. I don't know if he's a endgame Faction Wars champion, but he could probably help you out in Faction Wars quite a bit. He does a decent job tanking. So let's keep going. Broodlord. I have never liked Broodlord. Some people really do, and he works really well if you have... Ooh, that's a legendary! That is a Goffred Blastclad. Brassclad, even. Ooh, that is a legendary. Shout out to Fang Cleric. He is one of the champions I've pulled on my free-to-play account. Not doing much work for me other than in Faction Wars, but he's there. Goffred is actually pretty cool. Now, I've got one, so he hopefully will actually be a Faction Guardian on this account, but Goffred's actually a pretty cool champion. It's got a decreased defense and a provoke on the A1, 50% chance. Second, his 50% chance of the provoke. So not 100% reliable, but usable, especially if the only one you've got. AoE stun. This is a 3-turn cooldown. Very nice ability until Armands came up and power crept this incredibly, but it actually can smack pretty hard as well. So you can actually build him as a reasonable-ish nuker, and if you get enough accuracy on him incidentally, you might get a couple of stuns off as well. Doesn't need the books. In fact, he's actually usable without books, especially if you pull him early, because this is still a 75% chance to stun on a 4-turn cooldown, decent AoE. The provoke and the decreased defense can be nice against bosses and can be nice in other situations. This increased defense that cleanses decreased defense and weaken on all allies, not the greatest, not too bad. I would probably shut this off until you get it to 3-turn cooldown, because a 5-turn cooldown for this is really kind of lame. But this passive is kind of what makes him awesome. So whenever an ally is attacked while under block damage buff placed by this champion, they have a 75% chance of stunning them, bookable to 100% chance. And on a 4-turn cooldown, if an ally is killed Instead, he blocks that incoming damage and puts a block damage buff on them for 1 turn. So he is indiscriminate in how he uses this. So he'll use this on the first champion that triggers this ability, which is great because that means you can take him in arena and he can kind of be a stealthy protect whoever is going to get nuked first because they'll get the block damage. They should hopefully get their turn. Now, obviously, this doesn't protect against anyone who ignores block damage, but because it places it's a passive that blocks the incoming damage, there's really only 2 champions that can directly hit through this, and that is your Narcissus and that is your Corrado, because they can ignore the passives. Now, there's certainly other ways you can get around this as well. Block passive skills can work as well. But this actually makes him very viable for a lot of entry-level arena stunts and can be very, very good as you progress in arena to keep people alive. But honestly, it's even useful outside of arena, especially if you're struggling to climb Doom Tower. This could be a very good champion with that 3-turn stun. Does decent damage, so you can bring him in a stun team with decent damage. He's a defense-based champ, so he's actually going to be fairly tanky as well. And the fact that he will be keeping people alive can certainly help you progress in Doom Tower. So I am not going to complain. I got a legendary and I was not expecting it. So that's actually pretty awesome. Let's get that fur gun. Maybe another legendary. That would be absolutely cool. But there's another Arndolf. Pepsi is bringing in the cool champions, and there is a fire gun as well. She is actually pronounced fire gun. At least I have been told that by some of you guys in the comments. Maybe I'll still pronounce it fur gun. I don't know. I'm still mad at her. But there we go. It is a champion training tournament right now, so she will be brought up to the 5-star, 50, and the Ascensions as well. So I will be ready to fuse Mikage. I am not going to immediately fuse Mikage because that is a lot of points for a CVC or a champion chase, especially considering I can fuse a Tatsu for 500 points in champion chase, and I can fuse a Mikage then for 1,000 points in a champion chase. That means literally I can do half of a champion chase, if not most of a champion chase, just with the Mikage fusion as well. Whether or not I will do that, I don't know. Mikage is a really good champion, but I need her on this account because she'll be absolutely great, but I'm not failing to do content because I don't have Mikage at the moment. So appreciate you guys hanging around. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let me know if you were pulling for Fire Gun. If not, let me know how close you are to Mikage, or do you have her? I have done a guide to Mikage. I think she is an awesome champion. Go check that out. I'll probably link up there. And until the next video, I'm Bront CatHerder.